Have you ever wondered what the inside of a Pilates studio looks like? Or what all of those weird, strange looking pieces of equipment are actually used for? Well, let me show you around. In this video, we're going to talk about all the different pieces of equipment that you can find inside of a Pilates studio, what they all do, what they're all used for, and how they can best help you in your next Pilates session. Let's get into it. So I'm here at Haven Pilates in my studio located in downtown Dallas, and I want to show you some of the pieces of equipment that I have here in my studio and some things that you might see if you come in and do a private session with me, or if you go and you do another group session somewhere else, some of the pieces of equipment that you might encounter in the Pilates studio. The first piece of equipment I want to talk through is the reformer, probably the most well-known piece of Pilates equipment. This studio reformer from Balance Body is a custom piece of equipment that we've ordered for Haven. So custom leather, custom foot bar, but the springs are pretty much all the same. And this is how we control the weight of an exercise. So I'm going to put on the light yellow spring, and you can see that it's quite easy to move the carriage in and out because that is the lighter spring. Now, the other springs are also color-coded to their weight, so I'm now going to put on the red spring, which is a heavy spring or a full spring, and you can see it's much more challenging to push the carriage out, and it has a lot more weight to it. Next, I'm going to show you the headrest. This is just used to move the head up and down so that it's a little bit more comfortable while you're lying. We also have handles and loops that we use for feet and straps or for upper body work. Now, when it comes to exercises on the reformer, there's so many different options to use and to play with. So I'm showing you knee stretches and also knees off, a little bit more of an athletic exercise. But we can also do things that are focused just on upper body. Now, this one's fun because it is upper body focused, but there's still a lot of core and balance involved with it. First, one of the most well-known exercises is feet and straps. This is a great series for just overall hip mobility, flexibility in the hips and the hamstrings, and just creating more flexibility overall. Next piece of equipment is the Exo chair. This is definitely a challenging piece of equipment, but it's super fun to use and very versatile. You can use it for things like footwork on the chair because of the heavy springs. You can really work the quads and the legs. You can also get some core work. I'm doing some side pikes here, working into my obliques and strengthening my shoulders. You can also play with tendon stretch on this. So I'm working hamstrings, core, my back. And of course, you can do some single leg work, some unilateral work to really try to find those imbalances in the body and help them out. Last piece of equipment that I want to talk through is the Cadillac. This piece of equipment is the most versatile piece of equipment in the Pilates apparatus repertoire. There's so many different ways to attach springs and pieces of equipment to really maximize your time and your body's ability and flexibility on this piece of equipment. So a couple of the exercises that you can do also involve some aerial work. So you're able to use the trapeze bars at the top, like I'm showing you here for some Pilates pull-ups, and actually work through some upper body strength, some core strength, while actually doing things aerially, right? Up in the air, which is really fun. There's also really simple things that you can do just by working and isolating the upper body, right? Working and isolating the core. You can work on flexibility in your back, right? Continue to find some strength there. You can work on things that are seated. So maybe you work on some obliques while also finding flexibility in your lateral bending and your lateral strength. This is just using half the machine. The other half of the machine, using like the push through bar as I'm showing you here, we can do anything from leg presses to bridging to double leg bridging, where now I'm working my whole posterior chain, the whole backside of my body. And this is what makes Pilates so versatile and so welcoming to all different types of bodies and abilities, because maybe this doesn't work for you, but maybe something that's kneeling and working on stretches is better for you. So like I'm showing you here, this is, a really simple exercise that you could do on the mat, but by doing it on the Cadillac can increase your flexibility and your strength in your body. And this is why Pilates is so great and everybody should do it. So as you can see, there's lots of fun equipment to play on in the studio. No session is the same as the last one, but they all kind of build off of each other. So what's great about working in a private studio, like at Haven Pilates, is you get the opportunity to not just work on one piece of equipment, but multiple pieces of equipment. This helps you progress faster in your practice. It helps you get stronger faster. It helps you understand your body on a deeper level, because instead of just being stuck on the reformer, you also get to play on the chair and on the Cadillac, which The Cadillac is a fan fave, and if you haven't done a session on it before, I highly recommend. If you've only ever taken Pilates on a reformer, you're leaving half of the practice on the table. You haven't even explored the realm of possibility of even more Pilates exercise that you can learn and get better at and get stronger with. So if you want to try out a private Pilates session and see what all the hype is about, come join me here in studio at Haven Pilates. You can find more information in the link below or in the description so you can see how you can book your first session. Until then, I'll see you next time, guys.